Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Hi, guys.
How you going,
Let me
Jane?
introduce you to William Frehley. No, not William Frehley.
William.
We used to tease each other, call each other names. I was asshole.
No, you were Professor Dope.
Professor Dope. Peter Chris was the Ayatollah Chris Cola.
What was I? Curly.
Well, you were.
Here we go.
No, we had a couple.
We had several.
William.
Yeah. You call me, William Frehley,
No,
the
they don't
actor
know.
in I Love Lucy.
Yeah. No, that
You
was
call me
on.
William.
That was on. Yes. You had other names, but I was.
Curly.
Elvis.
Frehley.
Yeah, Elvis for a while.
Oh, Elvis Frehley. When I gained a little weight from drinking beer. They were going to put me in a girdle. And I said, absolutely not. So I started exercising and got through it okay.
No, we all have a few extra pounds. I can see some of you do. Insulation. I gotta remember that. So, listen, we're both really thrilled to be here. We appreciate you coming down, and we all have better things to do in life. But truthfully, life is short, and without you, we wouldn't be here. So we decided to get on a plane and fucking fly 22 hours.
And we love you for it.
Yeah.
We don't mind you. Don't start something you're not going to fit.
Mine was 18.
Oh.
Well, we started. Here's our story. Our little band did a show in Saint Joseph's, which is an hour outside of Quebec City. We have to right after the show drove in.
Quebec's all the way over by the East Coast.
Catch on. So we had to drive an hour to Quebec City, 2-hour wait at the airport. Took the flight from Quebec City to Toronto. No days off to Toronto. 4-hour later from Toronto to Vancouver. 5-hour layover from Vancouver straight to Sydney. 4-hour layover. Then took the flight to Adelaide. Landed at 4 p.m. and we came to do the show last night.
Fantastic.
We've been doing it for a while. We're used to that.
Long time. We thought we'd open it up instead of talking about us to any questions you may have, and we're happy to talk to you. Who wants to talk?
Go, Jesse.
Oh, okay. Good night.
Gene, are there rumours of Vault 2?
Yes.
There are rumours.
Are there rumors? Yes.
Will those rumours come to fruition potentially?
Who? I'm sorry?
Will those rumours come to fruition?
At some point. I've been talking about this for over 10 years. Originally it was going to be called Monster, and then Paul Stanley decided, hey, why don't we call one of the records that? I go, okay, it's fine. So I had to change the title. But anything worth doing well is taking, you got to take your time, It's a pretty girl. There's a painter painting of it, and you can walk.
He's allergic to shiny things.
There's nothing shiny about that. And when you're painting a painting, you can't ask the guy when's the painting going to be done. It's going to be done when it's going to be done. So this took 10 years to do right, and there'll be a volume to it.
Paul's been knocking out paintings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's a star at it.
I have a new album coming out.
Yay!
Eugene came up with the title, so I had to go with
What do you
Awesome.
for that, Gene?
Space Ant. What's that?
What do I get for that? Nothing.
I wore a silver suit with a silver throne.
Yes, ma'am.
I was trying to recreate that Barry Levine photo
Yes.
session. I was on a plexiglass throne with fog. I came close to it. It had the same vibe.
Yeah.
But
I heard some material. It's very, very good.
That's
Really
excellent.
is.
Yep.
Good production. Jason is finest form, actually. And I had
Did
to
you
go.
hear the
back on
album?
stage together.
I think I gave you
They'll love it,
yours.
mate.
You did. That's why I can say it. It's good stuff.
So, Gene, if you've wanted to do the vault for 10 years, what was that turning point? What was the thing that just went, yep, let's make this happen?
Well, the band took some time off, so it gave me a chance to concentrate. And you're talking about over 10 hours of music on DVDs, some CDs, 2-track, 4-track, 8-track, 16-track. and
24 track.
24 track. There was even 2 or 3 on 72 track. And the technology don't always work together, so you have to do something called baking. You literally take these old tapes, some small, some bigger, and you have to cook them because they're usually only going to be good for 2 or 3 plays, and then the wax
You gotta
actually
bake
comes
them,
off.
not cook them.
Bake them. And the
In an oven.
Yeah, really.
Absolutely.
And then you protect them for a short time, just long enough to put it down in digital, and then you have to make the electronics work so that it feels comfortable, because they're going to be level-wise and EQ all over the place. Long-winded, it takes a long time to do anything. What was your question?
Wait. What was the turning point? What was that bit that said,
The
okay,
turning
let's make
point
this
also
happen
is
now?
figuring out the financials, which is that record companies really don't exist anymore. People don't buy stuff, and I refuse to be held up by, the iCloud and the popcorn fart technology of today. And there are no more record stores anyway, and this is a very expensive item to do.
So have you been happy with how it's sold?
Excuse me?
Have you been happy with how the bowl's sold?
It's huge. Yeah.
I can't understand that.
No, I can't understand either. He says he can't understand a fucking word you're saying.
I didn't say fucking.
So, also there's another tour coming up, and on the days off we'll be doing that. So everybody's really happy. The thing that some people have said, this costs $2K. That's not cheap. Yeah. Also, you're not paying for my flights over here and the hotels and all that kind of stuff. Nothing's cheap, and that's just life the way it is. And more importantly, you don't have to get one.
Obviously, we're
Have you enjoyed, how's it been feeling Ace and Gene playing again together in the Dorset? Obviously, the role of being here, both of you.
I can't understand
And
what you're saying.
sorry,
He says he can't understand the word you're saying.
Ace,
Well, I'm deaf.
Ace, have you enjoyed playing again with Gene, and now that you have it?
Oh yeah, I mean, me and Gene have always been very close, and every time I play with Gene, it just feels like old times.
And can you see it progressing to more?
I don't know, you gotta ask. These Paul and Gene run KISS, I got my own band, I'm making records, I'm doing good, but who knows what the future will bring.
so on stage together. But what about how do you both feel now on tour together, out and about, out of the country, together again,
How's it feel?
To be
He
on,
wants to
to
know
be
if
on
you like
tour.
fun.
again.
back out on tour,
He
on tour with Gene
How
again?
does it feel like to be on tour and play together and stuff like that?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Ace.
Hey Ace, all your fantastic music from the 80s that we haven't heard officially, but it's out there. Any chance we're going to hear that in some sort of form of...
I'm working up some songs that I never performed live, and I want to break those on the KISS cruise.
Wow. Is audio video one of them? Is audio video one of them?
Huh?
Audio video, the song from the 80s. Is that one of them you're thinking about bringing out
I didn't
again?
write that song. It was Sean Delaney gave me
Okay.
that song. But
But we're assuming they know this KISS cruise, which has been sold out for a while. Ace is actually
Yes,
the
absolutely.
big guy on the
Yes,
cruise.
awesome.
The Kulik brothers are going to be there. All
Yeah.
kinds of fun stuff.
We
We're
can't
bringing
wait.
our families.
Great.
We love this stuff. Ace still hasn't come on the cruises, but there are marriages that have happened. I've performed marriages. There's some divorces. People have met on the cruises and become lifelong friends, some lifelong enemies. But it's a gathering of the tribes, really. 34
what's
countries
the
get
capacity of the boat?
2,500. And people have written songs with you and got them copyright.
and copywritten. Yeah.
Copywritten.
Tell them what happened or how it worked and all that.
Yeah, we did the masterclass with
A little louder.
we did the
because-
masterclass with Gene on the KISS cruise last year.
Did you ever play a
and-
musical instrument before?
No, never.
Did you ever write a song before?
I still don't know that I can play a musical instrument, but you're a good teacher, Gene. Yeah, we wrote a song and it actually got copywritten yesterday. We got the official word yesterday.
Ah, well done.
What's it called?
You can't touch me.
Great, that's a cool title. Well, you remember the chorus?
Yeah, I do.
Go
Oh,
on.
no.
Go on.
You
How come
can't
there's no
touch
light
me,
on?
you can't break me, you can't bring me down.
That's cool.
Yeah.
it's memorable.
It's
It works.
amazing.
The
With
song
has a
Sienna
flow
that
to it.
wrote, did the.
Yeah, you can't bring me down. All that. That's cool.
Are
And
there any lights?
actually, you're wearing shades. It's pretty
Hey, so you
light.
get seasick? You get seasick?
You get seasick.
Do I get seasick?
Yeah.
You know, I was concerned about that because I had gotten seasick a couple of times in a smaller boat, and my doctor prescribed this patch to put behind my neck, ear, and he said it'll prevent seasick.
So you wrapped it around.
And I didn't. And my wife got seasick, and I didn't.
You'll be right.
You're married?
Hmm?
You're married?
Yeah, no.
I consider her she's my common law wife now in California law after 10 years.
But you didn't do the thing.
We didn't do the ceremony yet.
Any more plans regarding Kissology DVDs in the future?
There is Kissology 4 has been done for quite a while.
Yeah.
The production entity that was editing and done that got into some legal and financial straits. So as you know, paperwork and lawyers take time. It's been done for 2 years. It'll come out. And then there'll be another box set of all 4 of them together with lost footage and aliens landing, you know, that kind of stuff.
What about another Kiss box set down the track?
I've been planning one for over 10 years. At some point there will be
Yeah.
one. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
There's a song that Paul,
Me and Gene wrote 2 songs for my new album.
Yes.
And we did it in 3 hours. It was painless. And ironically, when I was doing interviews, people were saying to me, well, how does it feel to write with Gene again? And then I called up a few people and said, you've never written a song with Gene.
never in the same room,
No.
but you'd bring in a song or something, and then when we played on it together,
Yeah.
we sometimes there'd be a riff that would be added, but
Yeah.
the original concept of the song, we were never in the same room.
Yeah, Gene never got credit for the breakdown section in Cold Gin that he wrote. Ba ba da 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 da. That's Gene, but he didn't want credit. He said, "Hey, she deserves it."
There's plenty of room for everybody, and we wanted to put together the band we only saw once, called the Beatles, where everybody's a star, everybody gets a chance to sing. When we first formed the band, we said, start writing songs for you to sing. And when he wrote Cold Gin, wow, that's kind of cool. I don't drink or anything, but go ahead, sing that song. He goes, no, I don't want to sing. I just want to be the guitar player. You sing it. It took a while for to convince Ace to sing his own song. So one of the ways that he did it was to lie flat on his back in a studio, like a fucking
That was
corpse.
no, that was Shockman.
Yeah.
That was my first lead vocal at Madison Square Garden.
Flat on his back, which has never happened before.
Well, I was nervous, and I said to Eddie Kramer, "Lower the lights, and I'll sing it on my back." And the rest is history.
Go on. You're a young man.
Yeah.
What did it feel like to be on stage?
It felt really, really fun to be on stage.
Yeah. Can you speak
Sing.
louder?
Well, it was really, really fun being on stage and singing in front of all those people. Yeah, lots of fun.
That's it?
Yeah.
What are your aspirations?
Huh?
Play the
Wants
drums.
to be me.
Yeah. To play the drums.
You'll be back there,
Huh?
Everybody else is going to be in front of you. You know that.
Yeah.
Just checking.
I was going to ask during an Australian tour with Kiss, will it happen next year or the year after?
Yes.
Or Australian Kiss cruise?
You know what? Everybody can say, hey, why don't you guys go to the moon? Great idea. Great idea. Just a few questions. Who's paying for it? Who's got? Oh, I don't know about that. It's just an idea. So the answer to your point is, do we want to do an Australian Kiss cruise? Of course.
Yeah.
Who's the promoter? Who does the insurance? Who does all the? There's a lot of stuff involved. Lawyers and legal and
Taxes.
all that.
And will it be the farewell tour or it's up to you guys when time's right? And
I've heard
will it-
all kinds of rumors.
Yeah. And will it involve the original members too.
I've heard that rumor too.
Yeah.
Vinnie Vincent.
Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Jane, how uncomfortable was it with Vinny in Atlanta? Because it seemed there was a level of discomfort.
Well, respectfully, he's about to get into some more legal problems because he tried to trademark the makeup and to trademark Vinnie Vincent Kiss, the logo. He's a.
I heard you only lasted 5 minutes with him on stage.
Oh, it was okay. He was sweet for the time on stage, but there's something called not attention deficit, but classic failure mechanism, which I was told by doctors and everything. I'm not saying he is one, but there are people who simply cannot handle when things are starting to go their way, success. So they torpedo it by making stupid decisions to make sure they don't succeed, so they can deal with that. Because some people just can't fathom being up there, so they turned off his stuff and torpedo it. And Vinny's a great guy. He doesn't suffer from that.
Good guitar player too.
He's written some
Very
amazing
talented,
songs.
and maybe, in my view, his own worst enemy. In my opinion.
Is there any rumour you'd like to start today?
Start? You mean meeting everybody?
No.
Any rumour?
Create one today.
Create a
Oh,
rumor.
start a room.
Ah.
No. No. You have a room?
I didn't know if Vinny was going to show up in pants or his dress. I mean, I hear all these crazy stories. I've seen photos of him in a dress, so I guess that's how you feel that day.
Maybe jeans or pants.
Nothing against, I never met Vinnie Vincent.
Never.
I've never met him face
Sweetheart,
to
he's a
face.
sweetheart. I met him in January for the first time. I went up to Atlanta.
A sweetheart.
And,
Did you
He said a sweetheart.
Do you understand what he said?
No,
It's not my name. Remember this rhyming and rhyming. Say it slower.
Yeah. I went up in January to meet him, and I found him. He's a very nice person.
Oh, Vinny?
Vinny, yeah.
Vinny can be a sweetheart, from what I understand.
Ace last night during Rock and Roll All Night.
Not my sweetheart.
See, he calls you by the same sound as when you put something cold in your drink. Ice. It's pronounced the same way. Go ahead.
How did it feel? Did you realise that all of the people here would be on stage, crowding around you and kind of cramping your style a bit at the front?
I found out at the last minute, but I just went with it. That guitar that they gave me for talking wouldn't hold tune. I don't know. It was a
sounded
little
great.
frustrating, but I guess you guys will understand.
No, it was
That's
amazing.
what sound checks are for, to iron out the problem.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all tone deaf anyway.
Yeah.
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 I don't know.
You weren't
Yeah.
there. You were sleeping.
It was excellent.
No,
Great rehearsal.
No,
Yes.
I do not sleep. By the way,
You're
Ace
in the gym?
never met the guys, my backing band. Never met them. Never talked to them on the phone. The first time they got together, literally, was last night
Yes.
at Soundcheck.
Amazing.
And you got to give it to those guys for being
Your band is
professional
amazing.
and really
Absolutely amazing.
being
Bill was
there,
having a great time playing bass.
supportive.
I love the new drummer.
Great. They're supportive, not like Richie Scarlett, and and they would never step in front of you when you're doing the solo. Buy a bat.
I'm reevaluating that.
Not a fan. Not a fan, Gene.
Well, it's not that you can be talented, but you
You have your own space.
everybody's got a spot. When
Yeah.
he does a solo, you step back,
Yeah.
and that's your spot. When he's singing lead, keep your fucking hands down. It's not like, hey, look at me, don't worry about it. Just take a fucking bat.
What's it like being on stage without Paul? Is this the first time?
Paul
Solo
who?
tour? Frehley. Paul Stanley.
Oh.
Well, I've never done a solo tour of any kind. This happened just coincidentally. Over a year ago, I was one of those keynote speaker guys at a corporate event in Vancouver, and Margaret Chadeau, the CEO of Ford Motor Company, a lot of, kind of cool high-end people. And I just wanted to talk about business. And because I'm full of myself, And so they said, why don't you get up and do a few tunes at the end of the talking thing? I said, you don't understand. That's not how it works. You can't afford KISS. We don't have the time. And, it's just, there were 2,000 people there, corporate people. We're not going to do that. They said, we don't care. Just play an acoustic guitar. And I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I know some guys in Nashville. We'll get together. We'll do a few tunes and just pay their bills to get there and stuff. And so we just winged it, did about 10 tunes, and I was surprised how good it sounded. So the YouTube stuff went out there, and then offers started coming in. Before we knew it, we're headlining the Czech Republic, something Masters of Rock Festival, and in Canada, headlining festivals on top of Whitesnake, Bret Michaels, all that kind of stuff. Really? We don't have a road manager, no road crew, they just carry the guitars, don't even carry drums, nothing. We just show up and it's all local. I'm sorry?
Like it was in the old days.
No, we never did that. KISS always had big equipment. But but there were some people who did that. Chuck Berry would carry his guitar and everything was local.
That's a good logo.
Oh, this one here.
It's a good logo.
That's right.
You should put that behind your, you should have a backdrop. Black backdrop with that white.
Okay. But then we'd have to carry it, and that costs money.
There's plenty of offers
so
to
much
carry
money,
things
but
for
to
you.
get it out.
So that was that first time ever that you played live without Paul Stanley being there. And then
Last night?
No. The
solo
event that
band?
you were talking about.
In a band setting. Yeah. Certainly there were events where somebody would ask me to jump up. Metallica and I did a tune Before You Were Born. Actually we sang Cold Gin. So every once in a while I'd get up and play a song together, but never, with my own
And the show with his heart scare.
I'm sorry?
The show with his heart scare a few years ago, Paul, where you still performed. You played it as a three-piece. When they rushed Paul to hospital.
Yes. That is true. Paul had, did you say show many tasks? What did you say?
The show when?
What did you say?
I can't remember what I said. He had his heart scare. His heart scare.
Heart.
His heart.
There's an R in between that word.
That's right.
It was in your Gene Simmons family jewels.
His heart scare. Yeah. He had something called AFib. So his heart was, we do 60 to 100 to 120 beats per second. His was over 220, like that. So dehydration, he was dog tired, 100-degree temperature, so they took him away. And we asked folks, we're in total makeup, do you want to do it another day or should we try to do it as a trio? Nobody wanted to leave. So I had to tell Paul, we sucked without him. It's just the worst ever.
That happened to me in Wilkes-Barre. My heart was going like 200. They gave me a shot or something, knocked it down to 100. Then they decided, once they had me in the hospital, they decided they're going to give me all these tests, and then they said, we want to give you an angiogram. You know what that is?
Yeah.
They put a
stent through it.
thing in your vein, and they shoot the dye, and then they photograph the pattern of how well your circulation is. And the doctor was about 45 years old. He said to me, God damn it, I wish I had you. I wish I had. She said, I have 100% no blockers.
Excellent.
Yeah, where people are getting, triple bypasses and stuff in their 40s, I don't know what it is.
What about the
It's all that clean living.
rubber gloves?
Being a spaceman.
I use them when I dye my hair.
No, I meant his ass hurt.
Oh, proctologist.
Oh, you need to get a prostate?
It's called a cavity search.
Jane, can I ask a
ongoing joke called when? But we don't have to elaborate on that.
It's up to you.
We don't have to elaborate.
How many times do I have to tell you get off your knees? How many times?
Oh, that's my wife.
Are we good?
Can I have one more question, please, Gene? Deluxe package releases. Do you have any control over what and when is released? Because a lot of fans maybe think Elder would be a great deluxe package release with so many demos out there, maybe a Creatures one. Do you have any control over what gets released?
Yes and no. We do have a control, and there's some contractual stuff that the Universal has, but they don't want to piss us off because they have to get our cooperation, so we promote and do all that kind of stuff. But it's a strange relationship because we haven't been on Universal or any label for a few years.
Okay.
We literally put out our own records and go direct in the days when we wanted to do that to Walmart and all those.
Sure.
Because you cut out the record company, they just buy
straight to you.
Yeah.
Best Buy stopped selling CDs.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yep. It's over.
Yep.
The cat's been, or whatever it is, Pandora's box has been opened. There's hardly any, and it breaks my heart because the new bands don't have a chance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good talent out there. They will never get the chance. Big band right now is Foo Fighters. They're over 20 years old. Think, well, that's a new band. No, it's not.
No.
They're older than your grandma.
Dave Grohl's been around forever,
And
hasn't he?
They'll be around a long time, but they started before the record companies. Since then, not a single band can get up there and draw any tickets, and that's because the fans are the villains, because they're the ones that won't pay for it. By the way, if you're a pop fan, if there's a little girl, Ariana Grande, she's a great girl, by the way. The fans buy that stuff. If you're a rap fan, they buy it. Country and Western still sells tickets, and rather records of music. But
Vinyl's making a comeback.
Fine.
Lucky for these sorts of fans that buy like 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 versions of it.
It's a good investment.
It is. And it looks good in a collection.
In regards to vinyl, why wasn't Sonic Boom in the stereo box?
It didn't make financial sense. When you say that vinyl is big, you're talking 10,000 units. So it costs more to, it's called tooling up, to get the machinery and the thing and spending the money and shipping it and stuff. So when something sells 10, even 20,000 units, you know, pair of shoes. You make one pair of shoes, it costs a fortune. You make 100, it costs less.
Yeah.
You got to be making thousands and thousands before the profit margin.
Before you get a
starts.
$1,000 boot.
Yeah.
And you have the same pair.
I do. We should probably start because we want to make sure.
Yeah.
Another thing, I've been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Here we go.
I'm straight, so no.
He said last night you were gay.
It'll mean the world to me. If I can get a photo between you two, that'll mean the world to me. Please.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't mind that, but if we do it now, every single person here is going to want to do that. But Ace has decided to hang out with you guys, and there's no reason why we can't do it back there.
You two, if you can. Just between you two.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
The answer's no, mate.
We can try to
He's
do
trying
it
to say
back
no.
there.
No.
Really nice.
Okay.
Some guy kissed me at my meet and greet last night.
Oh, sorry, mate.
Where?
Was that you?
At the meet and greet spot.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ian, Jesse.
So thank you.
So landing on number 1, 2,